Hello everyone and welcome to another timeless video. So today we're going to be taking a look at Eldrazi Woodland deck in timeless format. So this is a deck that was inspired by my opponent that was playing a very similar deck to this on the ladder, but I've also sprinkled some spice onto it to make the deck a little bit more spicy compared to the one that we saw. So with Modern Horizon 3, as you may know, we got this insane card called Shifting Woodland. I think not a lot of people are actually playing with this card yet. This card just has so much potential. We saw a bit in the other video with Sneak Attack, which made the deck quite broken because you could even attack from a different angle instead of just using a hand, since you could just copy into a Sneak Attack or copy into one of the creatures that you have. But in this deck, you can copy something like Omniscience, which will make your entire hand free. So now you have Show and Tell that can go into Omniscience, or you can even go Shifting Woodland into an Omniscience. But the catch here is the fact that we have to play 4 copies of Shifting Woodland. So in a Sultai deck, that usually what the Omnitell plays, that's going to be a little bit difficult, isn't it? So we are only in Simic color, which allows us to play 4 copies of Shifting Woodland so that we can combo from a different angle. Another catch here is the fact that you have to put cards into the graveyard. So how do we do that in Simic color? We do that using cards such as Seed of Hope that can mill cards into the yard, and you can put a permanent card from among the milled cards into your hand, which is actually fantastic if you have a Show and Tell already in your hand. But most of the times you're going to be grabbing on land so that you can always get a land drop. But you also have this card called Malevolent Rumble, which came with Modern Horizon 3 as well. You get to reveal 4 cards from the top of your deck, and then you may put a permanent card from among them into your hand, put the rest into the graveyard, and you create a 0/1 Eldrazi spawn creature token to get a colorless mana. But the extra spice here is that we also play 3 copies of Palantir of Orthnok, which can mill cards into the graveyard, since most of the times opponent isn't going to be giving you a card. So not only is this an artifact that fuels for the Delirium or the Shifting Woodland, but this also mills by itself. So once you have the Delirium, and because the Seed of Hope and the Malevolent Rumble can give you a permanent card, which most of the time you're going to be searching for Shifted Woodland. Once you get the Shifting Woodland down, you can copy the Omniscience that you milled, and then you can play out your entire hand. So here's where the spice comes in. We are playing 4 copies of Ugin's Labyrinth in the deck, which means you can play out your 3 drops on turn 2. That can either be a Show and Tell or Palantir of Orthnok. But because we are playing Ugin's Labyrinth, we have 4 copies of Null Drifters and 4 copies of Devourer of Destiny. The Devourer of Destiny is going to smooth out your hand, and Null Drifter is going to draw you 2 cards either on turn 2, or you can just use this as a threat once Omniscience comes down. What's really cool about Devourer of Destiny here is the fact that if you ever get the Omniscience down, and if opponent plays something like Lavinia onto the battlefield, even if the Devourer of Destiny does get countered because it casts it for 0 mana using Omniscience, you can still exile Lavinia, since the effect comes out when you cast the spell. So even though it gets countered, you can still exile Lavinia, and then you can play out your entire hand. And same goes for Rolling Vortex as well, which makes this card really good in this deck. Now, Null Drifter is an interesting one in this deck as well. Not only can you play this card on turn 2 using Ugin's Labyrinth, but if you have Ugin's Binding in the graveyard, now, all of a sudden, Null Drifter becomes a board wipe when you evoke this card, which is insanely cool. So Ugin's Binding is an insane card for this deck because once you get Omniscience down and they have a hate card, you can bounce it with Ugin's Binding. But if the Ugin's Binding does end up in the graveyard, it becomes a one-sided board wipe, which is generally going to be our stabilizer in the deck. Another thing that's really cool about this card is because we play a lot of mill spells, Ugin's Binding just naturally goes to the graveyard. So Ugin's Binding gets milled using something like Seed of Hope or Malevolent Rumble, and because you can put the permanent card into your hand, if you also find a Null Drifter, you can put it into your hand, which now becomes a board wipe. And lastly, what happens when you get the Omniscience down onto the battlefield? You can Fae of Wishes for Elrund's Epiphany, and you can just win with a beatdown using the Eldrazi's. Or if you haven't milled an Aatroxa yet, you can also go for Share Summons using Fae of Wishes, and then get Aatroxa and Fae of Wishes into an Approach the Second Sun, and then play the Aatroxa out, and you can win the game. So this is a very spicy version of the Omnitell. Is it better than the Omnitell? I'm not quite sure yet, but it's certainly a cool looking deck for sure. So having said that, I'm gonna be hopping over to some Timeless Best of 3 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop on over. Well, we have a Devourer of Destiny with the Wugen's Labyrinth. That's actually pretty nice. Turn to Palantir's Orthodox. Which is not even thought feasible. That's insane. That's actually insane. Ragavan. Don't like to see that. Well, we get a 1 ring down next turn as well, so... The Ragavan is a little bit unfortunate, but... I think we're still good. Why do they have a forest? Wow, that is such an insane start. Impressive. Impressive. Well, we're going to be drawing a lot of cards as well. Gotta show and tell. Shifting Woodlands. Okay. Ugin's Binding in the graveyard, so if we cast Null Drifter or Devourer of Destiny, this is a one-sided board wipe coming soon. Coming right up. Null Drifter Waiting Room. Null Drifter Waiting Room. Okay, we won? Get out of here. Oh, that's so sick. That's so sick. Let's have some fun, shall we? Let's not... Like, I could just win with that card, but... I mean, this is just too good. Yep. Well, I guess I gotta do it. Fun, fun, fun. My opponent wants to see my entire deck. I mean, who wouldn't? Like, this is sick. Do we have anything? Okay, well, let's pass. Nice. Okay, I mean, we could have won there, right? But I wanted to just play with my cards, so there it is. So we want some Crowson's Grip. Veil of Summer is technically handy if they have a Vexing Bauble. I'm gonna put some Chalice as well. Probably get rid of Traverse. That was super fun with the Ugin's Binding there. Let's go down on a copy of Palantir's Orthanok. Yeah, let's try that. Mm-hmm. Oh no, not again. Shifting Woodlands. Let's grab a One Ring because we already have Omniscience Show and Tell here. Wait, can they evoke? You may cast this spell for its evoke cost. If you do, it's sacrificed when it enters the battlefield. But is it only from hand? I don't think so. Giver of Runes. No lands. I got greedy and might have lost the game because of that. No way. No way. I might have lost because I was too greedy. No, they took my land. My opponent took my land. Technically, if I show and tell, I could win. But I feel like they have something. If I Ugin's Binding here and draw land, that's so bad. Well, gotta try. Gotta try. No. Wait, why do they... Why do you play Titan? There's so many better cards. There's so many better cards. Excuse me. Land. Potentially a land. Potentially a land. Getting rid of an Aatroxa is kind of sus, but what can you do? Wild Nacatl. That's a good card. Guide of Souls. By the way, I should have played a Breeding Pool tapped. We got a show and tell. We did get a show and tell, but don't I just go for it? I feel like we should just go for it. Because the powerful thing about show and tell is that it happens too early. So, especially if you're going first, I feel like you always take the chance and just put the show and tell in play. Because the likelihood of them having an answer to the show and tell is a lot lower if you just cast it early. What's cool about this case is even if they put a rolling vortex down on the battlefield, we can Ugin's binding it for 0 mana. And then sure, we're gonna be taking 5 damage here, but we can bounce that and then play Null Drifter. Nice combo. Yorion. If it's an elemental deck, I feel like this is a really good matchup. Show and Tell or One Ring. I feel like we get Show and Tell. The reason why we get Show and Tell is because we have this card that puts a permanent. I forgot to play a land! I'm throwing! Okay, it's okay, it's okay. We're playing slightly from behind. Why do I do this? Like, for some reason, I thought my turn ended because... I don't know. Why do I do this? Devour of Destiny? Let's just go with the Palantir, shall we? Now that Traverse is online. It's because I was yapping. I was just yapping. And then I forgot that I didn't play a land. So 3 lands. They bottomed the Orcish Bowmaster. Let's just put the Show and Tell. Actually, does that even do anything? We really don't. I mean, I guess I could play Traverse the Oven Lord. What does that do? I guess we get an Aatrox out of it. Okay. I will, however, just play the Palantir here. In case opponent has... In case opponent has a Leyline Binding. So this is to bait out a Leyline Binding. Because this is a known information. This was revealed. So we get Binding out of the way. And then we Show and Tell. Prepared to take 10 damage. Prepared to take 10 damage. Yes. Easy money.
Trust me. You'll thank me later. I've got it.
Yeah, looks like they have a binding right now. I mean, I guess I do have a Boseiju. So I don't think they're gonna play the Leyline Binding off of this. They have 1 mana to do it anyways. But what's really nice about this is now we have a Boseiju. Now we get Devour of Destiny or the Null Drifter. Shifting Woodlands for sure. Let's get a Devour of Destiny. Yeah. Now we also have a Wogan's Binding. They have another binding?
It's only a matter of time.
I don't know. It's still degenerate. Like, it's not, we're not playing Omnitell to instantly win. I mean, we can do that technically, but I feel like I like the proactiveness of this deck compared to Omnitell. So we want Crosson's Grip, Defense Grid, take out Traverse. Ugin's Binding. I don't think Ugin's Binding is very good against their deck. Maybe it's just Flusterstorm. Let's do something like this. I hate cutting those like Seed of Hope or Malevolent Rumble though. No, opponent! I sideboard it for you. How could you run away? So far, no shifting Woodland wins, which is kind of a shame. Nice land draw. Do this on opponent's turn because why not? Malevolent Rumble. I'm surprised they didn't eat the land with the Deathrise Shaman, right? Honestly, I think because we play Shifting Woodland, we just jam everything in. It's kind of unfortunate they have a Deathrise Shaman though. So them using a Spell Pierce instead of wait, Breeding Pool? Okay, well, my opponent didn't use Mana Drain last turn, even though it was a Palantir's Orthodox. They could have just fetched the Lures for free if they had it, but they didn't. So I'm just going to go ahead and play One Ring. Very interesting. I wonder why they decided not to use Mana Drain last turn. Because it was a free Loris. Unless they just drew it. There's a potential they just drew it. Gotta find our Omniscience or something. I think Aatroxa might be the best draw here. Yeah, Aatroxa might be the best draw here. Darn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. So Flusterstorm and 3 copies of Veil of Summer in. I think that's about it. Traverse out. Copy of a Malevolent Rumble out. I think a copy of a Ugin's Binding can go out. Maybe even 2. That is a spicy hand. That is a spicy hand. Honestly, the Palantir's Orthodox is just so good. What a card. What a card. So there's the Omniscience. They go for Spell Snare. Sure. Take extra 3 damage. And additional 1 damage. I think I should just play this out as creature. Just as a blocker. That's totally fine. That's not the only way I can win. Which is something I really like about this deck. Yeah, that is not the only way I can win. Null Drifter. Okay. It's like they're trying to flash in the Orcish Bowmaster here. That's a good card. I'll take that. Edict. A shifting woodland. So the problem here is the fact that we have Omniscience in our hand. Like, that's not cool. So we need to get like a Seed of Hope or the Rumble. Ugin's Binding could go hard. It's so interesting they play Breeding Pool. Oh wow, they brought a hearse. What? Did they know what kind of deck I'm playing? Oh my god, I even drew it too. Yeah, that's so interesting that they brought a hearse. Hmm. Okay. Another one ring. Aatrox is not gonna fly. I mean, that's one way to do it, which would force them to play the hearse here. Oh, they found a land, so they can play all 3 cards. That's pretty good. Wait, opponent, you don't want to give me a turn. What? I hope I have a forest. No. Wow. Okay. Opponent's actually gaming here. Darn. They got me. They had all the answers. They had all the answers. That's crazy. I thought we won for sure. But yeah, they got us. GG's. That's an insane Graveyard Hate, right? They had the Surgical plus Cling plus Hearse. And I'm actually surprised they brought that many Graveyard Hates against a deck that they don't know. 0 lands. So this is actually a mulligan. So unfortunate. Wow. This is also a mulligan, right? That's so sad. No, I'm keeping this. As I predicted. That is a good card. Okay, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. Is this the second time we're playing against this deck? That's kind of weird, right? Who's playing this? Whose deck is this? Oh, please get rid of Omniscience. Please. What? What if I draw Show and Tell? Sure. Okay. Didn't mill Omniscience, which is kind of sad. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. I think because we have a shifting woodland, probably just playing the Palantir's Orthodox is a lot better. One thing I did realize after playing with this card is if opponent takes too much damage early, the Orthodox doesn't actually mill a lot of cards, which is not ideal. It needs to mill some cards. So what do we have in the graveyard? What did I do? Oh my god. What is this interface? This game sucks. This game actually sucks. Yep, I'm slightly annoyed. What happened there? Well, there is that show and tell that we can play next turn. We want to mill the Omniscience. Oh. Okay. That's good. Okay, so let's have some cross on script. I don't think we want Veil of Summer. But they did play a Thoughtseize. I'm gonna go ahead and not play the Veil of Summer. Get rid of a Traverse, as usual. Malevolent Rumble. God, it's just so sick. The fact that like it turns on Shifting Woodland is so sick. Oh, Haywire Might. Okay. Gotta show and tell. I got something to show. So how do we get rid of this? We only got Ugin's Binding. Ooh, okay, so you get rid of a Malevolent Rumble, or... That's what I thought. Okay, we have a potential win here. Let's see what they do. Wow. My opponent not respecting show and tell. Is this a bait? I guess I have Ugin's Binding. Even if it's like a static prison. Oh. Okay. Okay, that's pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie. That is pretty strong. I should have just played Aatroxa. I'm so dumb. Oh, man. Oh, man. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counters that spell. Ugh. If only we had a Devour of Destiny, we could have actually won here, even in this situation. That is super unfortunate. Maybe we'll get into one of those cards by playing out a bunch of One Rings together. And yeah. Let's hope opponent doesn't sacrifice their Haywire Might into getting rid of Omniscience. That'll be nice. Okay, I'm gonna bait out Haywire Might activation here. No. Oh my god. Next turn. Next turn. Oh my god. These two together. I guess they could... So, let's say I try to activate Ugin's Binding by using 3 mana here. They're probably going to sacrifice the Haywire Might on the Omniscience, though. Ooh, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Help! Ugin's Labyrinth, though. So I bounced the Ugin's Binding. I think we need one more mana, right? So play the One Ring. We have to sequence... Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, what? Play this one. We have to sequence this perfectly. Oh, man. Okay. Are they going to use Haywire Might? That would be a shame. Because I'm trying to bait out Haywire Might into getting rid of a One Ring. Look at this delicious One Ring. Like, don't you want to get rid of it? It's just so good. Doesn't it look tasty? One Ring looks super tasty right now. Check this out. I'm going to activate it. They're going to exile in response on the One Ring so I don't draw a card. They have a land in the graveyard, so they have one land. Activate. In response? No, what are you doing? Oh, man. Well, I have to because I'm gonna die. Yep, I'm gonna die if I don't. We just gotta reset it. We just gotta reset it. Let's see if I can get something instant speed. Nope. Okay, so plan to get to Aatroxa. Plan 2 is to get to Aatroxa here. Remove the Omniscience, so now the Shifting Woodland is turned on. My opponent, however, did get another land, so they could play out their card if they wanted to. I hope opponent doesn't see the line. Please do not see the line. No, 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 no. Just play another Deep Cavern. Yeah, play another bat. And we're good. Play another bat and we're good. No. 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 That's worse. That's actually worse, right? I can't believe it. Oh my god. Opponent. You are killing me here. You are killing me here. Is there anything I can get with Failed Wish? It's too costly. I'm dead to a breeze, that's the problem. Yeah, I'm dead to a breeze. So I have to like bounce this, even though I don't want to. I need my opponent to like basically like just mess up. Yeah. I can't crack that. So yeah, about that. Infinite Deep Cavern Bats. I guess the only way we can win here is if we draw another One Ring. Yeah. Because I still can't go Failed Wishes. I'm actually surprised they went for double Cavern here. Double Cavern. One Ring? We did find the One Ring. That's good. We did get it. What else do we get? We still haven't found Devourer of Destiny in our top 35. Oof. Null Drifter. Another Null Drifter. Our game. 1, 2, 3. 19 cards left in the deck. I think we can get rid of a Croson Script at this point. So we have another Ugin's Binding. We could mill into an Null Drifter. So my plan right now is to win with Jace. Like, if I can stall long enough. So Fail Wishes and grab another One Ring. Wait. Why did they... I mean, it's certainly possible messing up in this situation. Double Shaman means I die next turn, though. I mean, I don't exactly die. I'll be at 1. So I can't actually draw with this One Ring. Okay, now the opponent messed up. Maybe it's a different plan here. 7, 8, 9, 10. We got a Devourer of Destiny, which we can hard cast. Wait. I can hard cast Omniscience. Oh my god. We won. Wow. There it is. Humans you control gain hexproof. That is not a human. I wish I can just win with the beatdown, but this is... we are in a little bit of a situation. Wow. So even if they played... even if they used a Jarina and then exile my graveyard, they would have lost. So they had to play the Lavinia, but they were kind of banking on us playing a show and tell because we drew so many cards. There's only 18 cards left in the deck. So I think opponent was banking on Lavinia coming down from a show and tell. What a deck this was. I won't say that this is the best deck I played, but I think it's like one of the more fun decks I played recently. So, Ugin's Binding plus Null Drifter combo. So this combo came up quite often. This is basically the stabilizer before you combo off here. If you want to buy like extra turns, like Ugin's Binding on your turn into Null Drifter the following turn, it just buys you so much time. It's actually insane. Unfortunately, did we ever win with shifting Woodland into an Omniscience? I feel like we did once, but I can't remember. Like, that's supposed to be good, and because we play Seed of Hope, we also play Malevolent Rumble, and a Palantir of Orthodox. All of these cards are milling to support the shifting Woodland. So you have two different ways of getting to Omniscience. You either get through milling into a shifting Woodland, or you have show and tell into an Omniscience. So, which is a little bit harder to do if you're playing the usual Omnitell, right? Because it's a 3-color deck. It's really hard to play with 4 copies of shifting Woodland. So I feel like because of that, it's a little bit harder to punish because you have to have a graveyard hate plus a hate for the Omniscience. And after playing the deck, the first draft of the deck, it didn't really go so well. I only went 2 and 3. That was without the Aatroxa in the deck. We went 2 and 3 there, but after I added the Aatroxa in, we went 4 and 1, which felt a lot better. Before adding the Aatroxa, instead of the Approach the Second Sun and Share Summon, I actually had extra turn spells. So to win without the Aatroxa combo, what I used to do is I play out the Omniscience, play out my Eldrazi's, and then I will play something like Elrond's Epiphany or Nexus of Fate, right? So that's something you can do. I kind of actually want to have a copy of an Elrond's Epiphany somehow, in case I mill like, I don't know, like an Aatroxa somehow. So maybe I do like the Chalice, and I do like the 2 copies of Crowston's Grip, and the One Ring actually saved me in one game in the sideboard. So you can get it with the Fey of Wishes. Maybe Jace is a bit too cute. So maybe I would do something like this. I would want the Share Summon in here. And you probably want the Rune's Epiphany instead of Flusterstorm if you're playing this in Best of 1. So yeah, very interesting deck. This was inspired by my opponent playing a similar deck to this against me. But the spice here is the Ugin's Binding. This card is extremely spicy, and it's a stabilizer. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.